Shalom, brothers and sisters. This is your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, we want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Brakatham, Brakakadash, that Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya, it's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahweh Shai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, signally speaking. And we give double honors to the elders in GMS who we learned this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, giving the 100% truth day and night. Shalom to you and your households. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakarium in the Hebrew. They're about to be saved. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are returned to their heritage, to their God, and to their language. Shalom to you. What's the date today? It is January 6th of 2025. And what are we going to be speaking about? Never trust thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy. Before we start, I want to use this fair use. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe or copyright under the 17 USC 107, right? Because this is not my video, but I'm going to comment on it so you guys will understand what I'm trying to say. And like I said, there's nothing new under the sun with these individuals and what they're always trying to do. So, let's start that. Let me see the volume. Let us begin.
What happened? How did your body get under Joe Weider's head?
I'm listening to this person want to create my physique.
Yes.
And make it the monument of his company. I thought it was a great idea. They had this big hunk of clay on the table. And all I had to do was cross my arm.
Yeah.
And flex. And when he got through with it, when they got finished it, we were both sitting there, both our mouths were hanging open because they had the whole image, my hand.
So the concept is they're gonna flex. He's just gonna flex, holding which is, you see the bust at the bottom. That's the original bust, right, of him. So that's what he thought that was gonna be the logo, right? And so cool, he's like, I'm down with that because that's gonna be a couple shekels for him, right? So, and this is back in 1970s. Originally, I think he was there in 70, and but guess what? Joe Weider, he said, I don't give contracts to blacks. He told him. Even though he had a letter, he was originally from Mississippi, he was sending his pictures all everywhere, and so they at Joe Weider at that time, so they sent him a letter, come on over, come and work out with us, da 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 da. So he basically sold everything to get out to California, and he thought he got a job. That's back in the day. That's how it is. And basically, he told them, "Oh, I don't hire blacks." And he showed them the letterhead. Said, "But you guys told me to come. This is so." You gotta watch. It really pissed me off. But anyways, that's what he's saying, right?
Everything, Fu Mustang, everything was on that bus.
Wow.
And then we was invited to the grand opening.
You said it was like a blue veil or something?
A blue veil, the whole thing was over it. Weider came up and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chef here to unveil the bus." When he flipped it off, everybody was like, wow. He had taken my head off and put his head on my body.
Did you hear that shit? He took this brother's head and put goddamn Weider, crackhead Joe Weider, the Edomite, head on him. So basically, they did a Caesar Borgia job on him, right? The same thing they did to Yahweh Shai, his brother. They took his image, but they used his body, So, like I said, there's nothing new under the sun. This devil took his image, use his body, put his head on it, and it's been the logo for this company, Weeder, for more than 50 years. They just contacted him not too long ago because this guy has been around since the beginning. He's what you would call the forefather of bodybuilding. He was there from the beginning. He's in the documentary Pump Me Up and all this stuff, but because he was black, right? He didn't get the contract, or he wasn't getting the thing. Even though people knew of it, he started traveling and all this stuff. He had a better body even than so-called Arnold, because if not, why didn't Joe Weider use Arnold, right? And it was going to be the logo. He didn't, remember. He didn't get the contract, but he was getting photo shoots all over the world. So that's how he was getting paid. But as you can see, this devil did a Caesar Borgia job on him.
And made it a monument for their whole family all over the world.
To this day.
To this day.
What happened? How did you...
So there you go, brothers and sisters. Never trust thy enemies. So we're going to go to that because it's just... It sounds funny, but it's just like, it's ridiculous because this brother he had nowhere to go. He had nowhere to sleep. Like, somebody had to open their house to let him sleep there and all this stuff. And it's just, I mean, it only went up. It was a learning experience for him. But Sirach 12:10, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Though he humbled himself, yeah, come on over. You know, he take a picture. Look, this is great. And we're going to do a bust of you. Right? It's so crouching, you take a good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that this rust has not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thy lest, which is at your right hand, right? When he has overthrown thee, he'll stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat, and thou at last remember my word, and he be pricked therein. So these devils have been doing this for forever, man. Taking Jake, his inventions, taking his image, taking his photo, taking his credentials, and basically creating his image.
What happened? How did your body get on?
There you go. How did your head end up with Joe Weider's head? The guy was like, what? And back then you could get away with this, but now if he wanted to sue this individual, because this podcast, you know, a lot of people heard this podcast, and the Joe Weider emailed them 50 years later saying, hey, you want to collaborate with us? Yo, I'll tell you, you know what? It's been 50 years. I'll take 50% of what you did in 50 years. And if you don't give me that number, I'll sue the shit out of your pants. You know what I mean? Because these devils are now that it's out, now that they know that this guy was a racist, now that they know that he took his image, they got something big to lose. You know, because it's not just Caucasian people doing bodybuilding. There's a lot of other races doing bodybuilding. Remember, Caucasian people only make 7% of the population of the whole earth. So they need the other people to make money. So there you are, brothers and sisters. Never trust thy enemy. Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, and we give double honors to our elders where we learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways giving the 100% truth. He who has ear to hear, let him hear. Shalom.